All the skeptics want to know, why get your ex back? Something's flawed, something's failed. Why go back after it again? Well, first of all, that question implies that the next thing that you get into is not going to be flawed. And you absolutely know it is. Even people that are secure can be drawn into insecurity. You're going to go through trials and tribulations. A lot of relationships don't work out. Should you relationship hop to find the perfect thing? At some point, you have to settle down and kind of, draw a line in the sand and say, okay, I'm going to jump into this and I'm going to work for it. Now, if someone's breaking up with you, they're quitting that process. And it's absolutely fair to say, well, why should I want somebody that doesn't want to put the work in? And that is 100% fair. And it's a great argument. But relationships are hard and people aren't aware of why they have disconnects. It's about childhood wounds. It's about communication breakdowns and people not understanding the proper format for hashing things out. And it's about dysregulated nervous systems that you can actually manually regulate to stay in conflict, to address the wounds and be cognizant of the other person's wounds and have this thing where you can fix the problems, okay? But these are the things that people aren't even aware of, why their relationships are breaking down. It's really sad. So there are solutions out there to every failed relationship. And if you pick the right couples counselor and you educate yourself on, what typically goes wrong in your story and what typically goes wrong in the world of romance in general, you can get to work to have a functional relationship with anybody that's willing to put in the work as well. Now, the problem is when your ex breaks up with you, they're not willing to put in the work. And this is why therapy is a shitty idea around the time that relationships are going bad. You need to do it while that person's still motivated, okay? And that's not going to be at the tail end. So attraction, this cheesy shit that we learn from pickup artists and bad boys that teach guys how to go get girls, this is the stuff that now becomes a noble cause when we're putting families back together, when we're fixing marriages that have been together 20 years and now they're failing, or even just the person that really wants that person that they've dated to come back. It's up to you. You get to make your choice. But to answer the haters, reasons why you should get your ex back. Number one, because you want to. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, and nobody else gets to decide. This is your life. This is your story. You have to pay the price for all your decisions. You have to pay your own bills. Why not do what the fuck you want to do? That's rule number one. But other reasons. It takes about a year on average of dating, going out a lot, to find somebody that's really compatible with you, that's really going to click, okay? It takes a while to find somebody. And if your ex has already been proven to have a lot of chemistry with you, and there's some disconnects that you can see from a mechanical perspective, almost like a therapist, why not address that and kind of skip out on this year-long process of finding the next person? We're just going to roll the dice on their attachment style, which you can't really figure out all the way, until later, unless you're steeped in it like me, like every single day. And then you're doing the same thing all over again later, right? So you kind of know it's like the devil that you know. And the time it takes to get your ex back, no contact included, is going to be less than that. It's going to take you less time to get your ex back and to date them all over again and restore the honeymoon phase than it would be to go off and find somebody new if you're making a good choice. Now, maybe you made mistakes and you feel guilty because you could do it better the second time around. And I think that's a noble reason to get your ex back as well, aside from having kids together, aside from having businesses together or multiple years together where you want to kind of recoup that investment that you made. Now, that's a dangerous trap sometimes too, because people that get broken up with, they assume responsibility for everything that ever went wrong in the relationship. And you got to be careful not to do that too. Don't trick yourself into thinking that getting your ex back is this noble cause. It's like, I could only have the person that hit me and cheated on me every 2 seconds. That's my true love. It's like, okay, be careful. But I think everything else I said in this video is pretty valid things that you could say to your friends, to your family, or even if you're watching this video wondering, why does content like this even exist? It exists for these reasons. Now, if you want my help with this process, click here, set up a call. Talk to you soon.